In my paper, I covered poisonous hemlocks and its effects and uses. The history of this plant dates back all the way to the 10th century. It has been stated in literature that it is known about its poisonous effects on humans as well as animals. The Greeks referred to it as conus, meaning whirlabout. It was given this name because of its effects that it has when ingested, such as vertigo and possibly death. They used it to kill prisoners and criminals. It was also used to kill Socrates, but we'll talk about that later. Uses of the plant: despite knowing about its toxicity and poisonous features, it's used to make medicine. When producing medicine, the roots, seeds, and leaves are used. Medicine produced from these are known to treat symptoms and problems in children and adults. In children, it's used to treat teething. In adults, it's known to treat asthma, swollen joints, and cramps. It's used for these because of its similarity to nicotine, as it attacks the same receptors. It relaxes the respiratory muscles, so it can treat asthma. It relaxes certain parts of the body as well through neurotoxins, which can help with cramps in certain parts of the body. It can be administered as a tea or as a pill form. Poisonous hemlock is a part of the parsley family, and in this family it's known to grow to greater heights than most other plants. It grows to 2 to 4 feet, has white budded flowers, as well as the entire plant has a distinct bitter taste, but the fruit and seeds have a distinct odor on top of this taste to deter animals and humans if it is ingested, to let them know that it can possibly have a negative effect on them. The chemistry of the poisonous hemlock is it has 8 different alkaloids that are present in it, and these alkaloids are what makes it poisonous and or toxic. These are byproducts of the amino acid structures that are present in poisonous hemlock. These structures are key because of the way that the carbons are connected to the amino acid ring structures are what makes it toxic. When it is ingested, it's known to have a small lethal dosage of only 5 milligrams per kilogram in the body. Its overall cause of death is normally paralysis of the respiratory system, but even if smaller doses are ingested, it can still have effects on the respiratory system other than death, as well as nausea, weakness. But respiratory paralysis is the overall cause of death when the correct dosage is ingested. Facts about poisonous hemlock: the whole plant is poisonous, not just certain parts of it. And certain other plants that are similar to it, just certain parts of the plant are poisonous and can have lasting effects. It is thought to have been used on Kentucky racehorses, 8 specifically, but it was never concluded if poisonous hemlock was administered by a person or if they ate it or ingested it through other animals that had eaten it while they were grazing. Socrates killed himself with it in a tea form. He brewed it into his tea and ingested it. It is a neurotoxin. It's a neurotoxin because of the conine that is present in it, which is an alkaloid, which has the most similar effects as nicotine. Current issues are the fact that it produces over 30,000 seeds a year. It can invade any habitat that it's put into, which makes it an invasive species, as well as it is very similar to other plants that grow in the same areas, which makes it a tough plant to handle and to know how to handle it, because you don't know if it's hemlock or if it might be another plant that's very similar to it. In the future, I know they plan to further their research to use the alkaloids present in hemlock to target certain areas of the body and receptors similar to conine and has similar effects as nicotine, and how it targets the same receptors. They plan to use other alkaloids that are present in the plant to target other parts of the body and potentially heal other diseases or symptoms.